Hey everybody, it's Chris with the Meeples Market, and tonight we're going to be talking about 10 great games to travel with, but there's actually 12 games that I want to show you, so it's 12 games, but 10 sounds better on a video. So, 10 games plus 2 bonus games. These are all games that are great to travel with, so we're going to start out with Jyper. This is a 2-player game, exclusively. And a lot of these games, too, I'm going to show you. If you're actually trying to travel with them and you're okay with not keeping the boxes, you could just get a little deck box, and most of these cards will just fit in a deck box. Jyper's just got a deck of cards here, and then a handful of chips. That's all you need to play it. It's like a set collection game, basically. You're taking cards from a common pool, taking turns. You're trying to get sets of different goods. There's silver, there's gold, there's different spices. And then once you have a set, you can discard it to get points. The more cards in a set that you have, the more points you get. You can discard smaller sets to get fewer points. And you go around and around and around until all the cards are out. You play the best of 3 rounds. Super fun, super easy. I've taught it to family members that don't play board games at all, and they're big fans. So Jyper, this is the old edition of it. There's a newer edition that comes in an even smaller box. Next game we've got is Point Salad. This one's for 2 to 6 players, and it's also super simple. It's just a bunch of cards, exclusively a bunch of cards, and this may be the most simple game that I own. The cards are double-sided. You have vegetables on one side, and then you have scoring conditions on the other. You put 6 vegetables on the table, 3 piles of scoring cards on the table, and then on your turn you can either take 2 vegetables or 1 scoring card. You keep going around the table doing that. Whenever you take vegetables, you flip over the cards that are in the scoring cards pile to their vegetable side to fill in the empty spaces, and then you're just, once all the cards are out, you score. So the scoring cards tell you different ways to score. Usually it's combinations of vegetables, and then you count up how many you have and you get your score. That's it. Same thing, you can get rid of the box and just take these deck of cards with you and play this thing anywhere. And you can teach in like 5 I just taught you the game in about 2 sentences. So, Point Salad, take it on your next trip. Next up, we got Fantasy Realms, one of my all-time favorite games. Not even great for travel, it's great for sitting at home and playing too. The box says it's for 3 to 6 players, but I've mostly played it at 2 players, so I don't know why the box says 3 to 6 players when you can play it at 2 players more than fine. Same thing. 53 cards are in this box. That's the whole game. All you need. 53 cards. Boom. Simple as that. Take this with you and you're good. There's scoring pads too, but there's an app you can get on your phone if you're okay with that. And you can actually just put in all the names of the cards that you have in your hand at the end of the game, and it'll automatically tally up your score, so you don't even need to bring this with you while you travel. All you need is these cards. Essentially what you're doing is you're taking cards from a deck or from a shared discard section, because it's not a pile, you can see all the cards at once, and then you are trying to get the most points by matching different suits and different rules. So there's armies, there's beasts, there's artifacts, there's weapons, and then the cards each have their own specific rules. So the Ranger says plus 10 for each land card, and it takes the penalties off all armies. So you're trying to get the most points that you can by the end of the game. Same thing. You can teach this in 5 seconds, and literally 53 cards. Boom. If you don't own this game, I think you should buy it. And after you've played this a lot like me, this has nothing to do with travel, I recommend checking out Red Rising. It's like an upgrade to this. Next, we've got Bullet. Silver Bullet. There's a series of silver games. I think Bullet is like the best base. We have almost all of them though, and you can mix and match them all together. You can play this 2 to 4 players, and it's, I don't even know how to explain what it is. Each player has 5 cards in front of them that are face down. You start the game, nobody knows what cards they have in front of them. You get to peek at 2 of them, and then you're going to be taking a card from the deck, and you can either use the action on that card, or you can replace one of your cards, one of your face down cards with that new card. Then you'll put that into the discard. The next player goes, they can either take from the deck or take the card you discarded. The goal is to have the lowest score out of all the players. If you think you have the lowest score, you can call the end of the game. Everyone gets one more turn. Everyone reveals their cards, tallies them up. If you have the lowest score, you win that round. You play 3 rounds, I believe. Super fun. It's cool, like trying to guess what other people have and memorize what you have while also memorizing what other people have. I will say the 2-player game is super different than the 3 and 4-player game. The 2-player game, it's a lot easier. You can do what you want. In a 3 to 4-player game, people are moving cards around. They're taking stuff. They're changing stuff. It's hectic. Both ways are fun though. Silver bullet. There's also silver coin, silver amulet, silver dagger. Check them all out. Right. Another one here. So far, I've showed you card games. We have a couple of games on here that aren't card games, just so everyone knows. But Lost Cities, the original card game. Not to be confused, there is Lost Cities, the board game as well, and I think there might even be a Lost Cities Roll-In Right. I'm just telling you about the card game. This is another one of those games where you don't need the box or all the components. This board that it comes with just has room for these 5 piles, and they're in different colors. You can just use marbles or something, or coins to show where the different piles go. And then it's another game with a deck of cards. Boom, boom. Basically what you do is you'll be playing cards to their corresponding color in front of you. You have to play them in ascending order from lowest to highest. And you want to get the most points. There's only one of each card though, so if you see the opponent has the 3 and the 4 and the 7 of the blue, then you know those aren't available, so you take your picks there. Because if you don't have enough points for each color, then you get negative score. Again, super simple to play. This one is only for 2 players though, again. So if you're playing with more people, don't travel with this or tell people they need to take turns. Lost Cities, classic. A classic. Okay, we've got Sushi Go, the pick and pass card game. This is for 2 to 5 players. Comes in a cool tin. You don't need it if you don't want it. Again, this is a bunch of cards. Who would have thought that games with a bunch of cards are easy to travel with? I don't know. Let's look at them. Super cute art. Little sushi things. There's maki rolls. There's nigiri. There's sashimi. There's chopsticks. This is like a drafting game. You'll have your hand of cards. You'll keep one, and then you pass over to the next person. Same thing. They're going to keep some. They're going to pass it over. Everyone's passing cards around. Then once it's all been passed around, you're tallying up your points by trying to get combinations of sushi. Teach this in 5 seconds, and it's fun. Easy to play, and I've played this with grandparents, and they pick it up too. So Sushi Go, the cutest game I'm going to show you tonight. Next game we have on the list is going to be... I'm going to bring these out together. These are 2 wallet games. We got Circle the Wagons and Sprawlopolis. They are both designed by the same group of people. Sprawlopolis here is a co-op game. Pretty difficult co-op game. Obviously you can travel with these easily. They're literally the size of a small wallet. Sprawlopolis, you're going to be working together to build a city. At the start of the game, you'll have 3 different cards that tell you how you'll score for that game, and then you're each going to take turns drawing a card and placing a card down onto the city. You're trying to get different like regions, like industrial, parks, yada yada yada, to match up with each other, and you want to try to keep all of the roads in the city connected. You want as few broken apart roads as you can get. At the end of the game, you'll score from there. Another game you can teach really simply, but this is a hard game. It's tough. Circle the Wagons is competitive. In this one, you're going to be, I don't know if you're building like, I don't get the theme. Alright, I don't get the theme. Essentially, you're placing down cards. You can see they have different little like icons on them. There's like buffalo or cows, pistols, mining picks, beer bottles and such. And then there's on the back of them, there's ways to score. Same thing as Sprawlopolis. You're trying to get different symbols and colors to be matched up side by side depending on what the scoring rules are. And at the end of the game, the person with the most points wins. Super fun, super simple. Super, super portable. Circle the wagon. Next game on the list is going to be Railroad Inc. It's not a card game. It's a roll and write, roll and draw. So we'll pop this open real quick. Railroad Inc. is super fun. You have these little, they're like whiteboardy things, and they have a grid, and everybody will get one. Once everybody has one, they'll also have a marker, and then you'll roll these dice. The dice have different, you can see on there, different like railroad track sections. So you roll these bad boys, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to draw on your little map that symbol. You're trying to make these red arrows connect to each other using the railroad tracks, and then there's also like highways and roads. You connect those two. Super fun game. It seems like it would be easy and simple, but once you start playing, you need a straight line, and you end up getting a curve, and then that brings you all the way over here, and now you have to try to wrap your track back around to get to the exit. There's only so many turns you can get. This is the blue version. It comes with like a little like lake expansion. There's a red version that comes with lava or meteors or something, and then there's a whole bunch of new Kickstarter versions that just came out. There's yellow, there's green, there's purple, there's a whole rainbow of Railroad Inc. So roll and write with drawing, pick it up. The blue is more chill. The red is more take that. So if you want a nice relaxing get blue. Next up, sticking with the roll and write, Gone Shown Clever. That's pretty clever. There's a few different games in this, like, it's not like a series. They're not sequels or anything, I don't think. But in this set of games, another roll and write. So you can play this with a bunch of people. Everybody gets a little tablet. You get your marker, and then you're going to be rolling these dice. Each one has a different color. And then, as you saw on the boards here, each section has a different color. So depending on what number you get, you'll pick which dice you're going to have. So I got a yellow 1. You're going to go into the yellow section. There's a 1 here, so you cross it off. And then each section scores differently. Really fun game. This one you can play solo as well. And for me at least, it's pretty tough. It's challenging to get a high score. It's one of those games where like it ranks you in the back. Yeah, so like if you get greater than 280 points, you're so clever. And then it's, are you Einstein? What a genius. Impressive. Hats off to you. Great result. That was pretty good. Not bad. You could do better and try harder. I'm pretty sure the highest I got was 1.5 stars. Great result. So I'm terrible. But it's still fun. Again, shown clever. We're down to the last two. The Crew. This is again, the box says it's 3 to 5 players, but you can play it with 2 players. This is a trick-taking game, and it's also a co-op game with limited communication. So basically, the story is you're in space, you're astronauts, you're doing some space stuff, whatever astronauts do, you're on missions together, yada, yada, yada. The point of the game, though, is like all trick-taking games, if you know how those are played, each player will have like a different goal. So like this person might need to win the 8 card, and this person might need to win the 20 card, or this person can't win any. And the thing is, you can't discuss what cards you have in your hand, so you're trying to play the trick-taking game as a team to make sure certain people win the objectives and such. It's also challenging. It's also fun. I'm not a big fan of trick-taking games personally, but this one did it for me. So, The Crew. And then last game on the list, super portable, super fun. Fake Artist Goes to New York. You could technically even play this game without buying it. If you just get, here you go. This is the game. There's some paper here to write down the theme and the date and the fake artist's color on it. There's these little things that tell you which player is which color. And then everybody has a different color pen. So basically everybody at the table gets told a clue for the theme. and everybody except for one person knows what they're supposed to be drawing. Since each person has a different color, you pass the pad around and you draw one continuous line to add on to the drawing that everyone's making. So maybe we're drawing a cat. You're just going to draw one piece of that cat and pass it over. Someone else is going to add on to that. But one person at the table has no idea what you're supposed to be drawing. So they're going to get the paper and try to make it seem like they know what's going on. The goal is to go around twice. And then if that person who doesn't know what is being drawn can guess what's being drawn, they'd be the winner. And if not, then everybody else would be the winner. It's really fun. There's a lot of laughs involved because there's a lot of like, dude, what is that thing supposed to be? What do you mean that's a cat ear? And it's like, we were drawing pizza. Oh. So check it out. Fake Artist Goes to New York. I think this game is a little pricey if you buy this not on sale for what you get in it, but the fun, it's a lot of fun. Super, super, super fun. And that is our 12th game. Games that are great to travel with. Check them out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Like the video if you don't like it. It'll make me feel good. Feel free to subscribe to the channel to see what else we put out, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Sound check. Good? Alright. What are we calling it? 12 great games to travel with?
Whatever it was 10.
10? But I said there's 12 and you...
Okay. I thought you took some out.